The future is uncertain. That's the phrase that I have woke up with in my mind this morning upon rising. The future is uncertain, so that means there are many variables that are in play. There are many variables that can happen. Hello, let me put my glasses on. Good morning. Yeah, there are many variables that can happen in our future. And I'm not sure, with that phrase being in my mind, the future is uncertain, if these variables mean a certain chain of events or a multiple chain of events that will occur with all the uncertainty that is in the world. Yeah, I guess I had an unsettling dream state. I did. And I cannot remember it all. All I remember, upon getting up out of the bed, that's what that phrase, that's just it. The future is uncertain. I don't know if you're all feeling that also about the future, and that there are many variables, and I'm not sure. We know that the future right now, it literally is unpredictable. It's unpredictable. We don't know what's coming. We see, um, I guess you could say in an instant, you see that there are many variations, many predictive programming variations that are out there of scenarios that are likely to happen. I'm not going to put my glasses back on you all because I don't want to um, get distracted by comments, but thank you so much for joining. There is so much predictive programming out there that predicts certain scenarios, and if all of these scenarios that are out there in the movies, what if they all happen simultaneously or back to back? Every single scenario that has been portrayed in these movies, in these books, in these video games, all of it. The natural disasters, the zombies, apocalypse, the Terminator apocalypse, the nuclear annihilation, comets, asteroids, uh, all of it. That would be a very, I wouldn't even want to dwell on that. That would be overwhelming, you all, if all these variables were put into action and we had to face it. Could it be that some of these variables concerning the future have already happened or, or are literally happening now? And if you think about starvation, um, global collapse, global collapse around the world, the whole world sinks into an economic depression, or the whole world is engulfed in war, but not just one type of war, not just like firepower or anything like that. A war on many, many, many different fronts simultaneously and back to back. I don't know why I'm doing this video, because I literally just woke up, and I wanted to sit here and drink my tea. I got my tea right here. when I drink my tea, but that's what's entered my mind. The future is uncertain. And does that mean that we need to not plan for the future? Does it mean that we need to put our lives on hold and do nothing and sit by and watch the world fade away and watch our lives fade away? No, that doesn't mean that at all. We've got to be ever vigilant, and we know it. If you're a spiritual person, if you're an intuitive person, if you're empathic, you know that you got to be ever alert, ever aware of what's happening all around you and in the world, since the future is uncertain. And if you throw in there, some say that there'll be a UFO invasion, a fake alien invasion. It doesn't matter if there's UFOs that show up. It doesn't matter if there's massive earthquakes that happen, if they're man-made. It doesn't matter if horrific weather events occur, if they're man-made. It doesn't matter if a World War III would start, if it was deliberate. None of those things, if it was deliberate, matter, because we are literally going to be right in the midst of it. It won't matter how it started. What matters is it started. All of these things happen, and we've got to weather each and every variable that comes our way. That's the one thing that gets me at times when I think about it. Some are quick to point out, and we know that things can be controlled, and we know that some certain events are planned events, pre-planned events, predicted events that they've got them ready to happen. We know that. I think we all know it. We feel it. And since we feel it, we've got to stand our ground. We've got to be ready. We've got to, since we do face an uncertain future. And it's like humanity itself is being put to the test. I'm being put to this test. You're being put to the test. It's like, are you strong enough to weather this storm that is in front of you? Are you strong enough to stand? Or will you crumble and fall? Will you make it? It really does. If you think about it, it feels like something like that. Even in my own life, how my life has literally, it got flipped upside down when the three beings came down in a beam of light, is what happened. Flipped upside down. I don't have that life that I had before. And you, when something has happened in your life, even if you even look back in the past few years, you don't have that life you had before either. Your life too has been flipped upside down. And it's hard to face a future that is so uncertain, because it's changing on a daily basis. Everything that happens today brings about a change in tomorrow, and a change in how we view tomorrow, our perception, how we go forward. Whatever happens today changes how we go forward in life. It's not going to stay the same. It's not. Nothing has stayed the same during these past few years. Nothing has stayed the same in my life since this journey began for me back in 2018. It hasn't. It's continually forward, whether I'm ready, whether I'm not. And the future has a tendency to be demanding of us. It demands more of us going forward. It like pulls out of us what's it at the core of our being is literally pulled out of us, you all. And we ourselves, I myself am finding out I'm much stronger than I realized. I'm much stronger. And I know you're bound to be feeling that you too are much stronger than you realize because you're still here. You're still weathering this storm and many storms that have came your way. We're still doing it, you all. We're still standing. Our light's still shining. They didn't put our light out no matter what came our way because we're still here. Our spirits may get weakened from time to time. They may. But you know what? This spirit is an eternal spirit. This light inside of us is an eternal light. It's part of a greater light. We are extensions of that greater light that's there, that's all encompassing, all around us. And it's infinite. It's infinite. The power of this light that's within us is infinite. The darkness that's all around, that's all encompassing too, it thinks it's infinite, but is it? Does it last forever? Does it go on forever? Is it like the light? Because the light is much more powerful. Even though the future is uncertain, the light is in the future. The light is like when they say such and such is so many light years away. It's going to take whatever hundreds of thousands of years for it to reach. It's light years away. When something's light years away, it means I don't got a good definition for it, but why do they use light years? You know, if our spirits go on, that's an infinite, that's the eternal spirit within, a living spirit. So all of these events, all of these variables that are out there, all this predictive programming, all that's in the movies and everything, yes, some of the things have already played out, and some of the things are right now playing out, and they're playing out on a worldwide scale, and they're playing out on a personal scale and in everybody's lives. And it's really, it's a time of testing is what's happening. Testing time for humanity. Humanity's being put to the test. And how else could you see if someone was strong enough to endure, if you did not put them to the test to see how much they can handle? And you know, it's even in war. You may have light machinery, light power, and if that power isn't enough, then you're gonna get up a little bit level and you're gonna use something stronger. And then if that's not enough, you're gonna go use something stronger because you're facing resistance. You're not breaking down the opposing force. And that's more or less what we've been facing all of our lives through everything that we've been through. This is no different, but this can be one of the most trying and probably will be one of the most trying times of our entire lifetimes. We went through all this other stuff before, and we thought that was hard, and we thought it was difficult, and we didn't think we'd make it. And now we're facing an uncertain future, a very uncertain future with many variables. And these variables could happen all simultaneously and back to back. We're seeing things happening back to back. It's not breaking us. It's not. What it's doing is waking us up on the inside of here. We're beginning to see what's actually happening, and we're preparing ourselves on the inside, our spirits on the inside. We're stronger. In fact, we want to be strong enough. There's a desire within us. There's a calling within us to rise up and become that person who you are, who you truly are on the inside. Rise up. And it's like a song, rise up. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus? We're alive now. We're awake now. It's a contemporary song. Yeah, rising up within this vessel. Okay, so this vessel's just a covering. That's all it is a covering for your light body. You do have a light body. When your spirit, even in the near-death experience, when you see your spirit hovering over your lifeless body laying there, it's not dark. It's light. It's light. You can see it. It's illuminated. It's not shrouded in darkness. No, it is a light body. It's a spiritual body um, that inhabits this physical body. That's what we need to remember. This is temporary. This is just momentary. It's all. And we are. We're here for a reason at this moment in time. A very important reason. And if your spirit within your body, my battery's dying. If this spirit within your body didn't think that you could handle it, it wouldn't be here. You know, the spirit within me, the spirit within you, whether you realize it or not, it knows it's strong enough to face whatever comes its way. And it needs to be reminded at times. It needs to remind your physical body here on earth that we got this. We're strong enough because we are one. We're one with the Creator. We're one with the light. That light is infinite, and it's the most powerful force on the face of the earth. It's the most powerful force that's out there in this universe and beyond. It's always existed. It's always existed, you all. Nothing can put out that light, that eternal light. Nothing. It's always has been. It always will be. We're going to be here. We're going to stand our ground. We're going to be strong enough to face whatever comes our way, even though the future is uncertain and there's lots of variables. There's lots of things that could happen and are happening. Some of these things have happened back to back. Some of these things have happened simultaneously, and it's more than likely going to get a lot rougher, but we can do it. We can do it. We can. We're not alone. And our strength comes from the one who gives us the strength, that light within us. Just think, that light, that eternal light, we're extensions of that. We're part of it. In this body right here, we're part of it. And you ever see that? You ever see a scenario where you see something up in the sky and you see all these lights coming out like from bodies and stuff, and they're going up. They're going back to where they came from, these light bodies. That's all I have to say. I'm done. My words are done, you all. The future is uncertain. But what is certain is that we're here for this uncertain future. We're inside of here, or we would not be here. We can face it. Even though the uncertainty is out there, we're not afraid. We're not afraid. We're not going to back down. And it's ever evolving, ever changing. So are we. So are we. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for understanding that if I look at the comments, I might get distracted. I will. So it's good that I don't see them. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You all, love you.